Welcome to Bottom Line Sports Talk. I'm George Abraham. You know my partner Albert Cameron. Albert, the transfer portal, alive and well. We mentioned, I think, before the end of April, there are going to be over 2,000. I assume football, basketball both had well into the 1,500s or more.
Easily.
Jeez.
And it hasn't hit home so much locally until this year. And when I saw that Brock Lowry was leaving Indiana to go to Western Michigan, we remember covering him at Canfield.
Right.
All-time record holder for completions, passing yards, and passing touchdowns. Never think that, when he signed, he's probably so happy to go to Indiana. Now he's at Western Michigan. And then I looked at the Cheney young man, DJ Waller. He's transferring to the University of Kentucky from Michigan. I guarantee when he went to Michigan, he thought, man, this is a dream come true. George, when it hits home nearby, it's the real is real.
You look at it, and we talked about it. Obviously, from our day, that didn't happen. The thing that I see that just confounds me is people transferring as rapidly, and it used to be if they were disgusted or disgruntled. Now it's the highest bidder, and also what I don't like, same league, transferring within the same league.
Crazy.
They're going to have to tweak this.
They're looking to tweet it every day, and George made a good point coming over in the car ride the other day about it used to be the worst players who were hated by the coaches.
Yeah.
They would transfer.
Oh, good, he's gone.
Now it's the guys averaging 24 points a game out. The guy who threw for 48 touchdowns. Yeah. You knew if he threw 48 touchdowns, they're throwing the ball over the field. What could be money?
Like Slovis.
Money.
Remember Slovis?
Yes.
He
was from
Southern
team to
Cal.
team.
Then he was at Pitt. And the bottom line is, at some point, you look now. The old days, schools wouldn't take these guys. Well, see, they know now.
Yeah.
They have to keep up with the Joneses, so to speak.
Only chance.
Remember when Cal was doing the one and dones and Chef didn't like it? All next thing you know, he's got a slew of them.
Yes, Coach K said, I think I might have to try this.
You know what? If you can't beat them?
Yeah. And we said on our show, we said about Coach Phillips at YSU, listen.
Yeah.
He had first said, I don't want to use the portal.
Yeah, he's smarter than that.
We knew, said, wait a minute. Sooner or later, he's going to find out. We got 9 openings, and I can get 9 better players for these openings. And sure enough, Youngstown State using the portal also. Talking about Youngstown State, they had some great news in this draft for free agents. We have Youngstown State quarterback Mitch Davison getting an opportunity and we have Marcus Hooker, Ryan Johnson, all getting an opportunity to go for the pros. Let's talk first about their all-time leading receiver, Bryce Oliver. He signed a free agent with Tennessee Titans. It's a good place to be.
People, they're all talking about Texas. Mm-hmm. They're talking about the Colts. They're going to get the surprise. I told you, of all surprises. Yeah. And they're going to look, and nobody's, Jacksonville, a little bit down now.
Right.
I'm telling you right now, Tennessee made more changes during the offseason. And see, when they let King Henry go, everybody figured they were
right.
They were not. And if Levis,
he improved last year.
Albert,
he improved.
Watch them.
He improved. I like that statement, George. So that's where Bryce Oliver is going.
Yes.
We mentioned the quarterback Davis. He's going to the 49ers. Hooker, who's a local kid from Newcastle, going to the Indianapolis Colts.
Did his brother start there?
Yes. He was drafted high in the Colts.
I thought so.
Yep. So, and Johnson going to the New England Patriots. He's a big kid, 6'4", 315 pounds. We think he's big, but those are monsters.
No, they're
all monsters.
Yeah, but no, that was you made a couple really good points. And also, I want to mention this local lineage to the Kentucky coaching staff.
Isn't that amazing?
With the Stoopses, and then Eric Wolford's there now. He's in line.
Yeah, he is.
He was, of all the guys we've come across, he was probably as good.
He brought his wife in, remember?
Absolutely.
He brought his wife in.
He was easy to work with. He was just a good guy. And the thing about it, Kentucky's done well. The truth of the matter is, a couple times, Stoops made statements not realizing, what a little, Calipari would take it personally. We said, we're a football school now. Now, Kentucky will always be, quote unquote, a basketball school. But when you look at actual success, He's winning 9, 10 games every year.
And that proved it, that people were
Yes.
after him,
Yes.
and he stayed. That was not a shock to me that he understands the value of hard work. Kentucky understands what he does. As George said, he has his brothers and cousins involved, and Vince Morrow, who's a great player.
And I watched him talk out a lot. I watch Feinbaum. He's on there. The bottom line is he said everything but, look, if you want us to compete, we need NIL money.
That's everything.
He said, you've got Alabama, Georgia, Auburn, Florida. Mississippi won the portal.
Yeah, they did.
So what's that tell you? You think they're going there because they like Lane Kiffin? Right?
Yeah, the NIL money has to be gigantic to satisfy these kids because Kentucky's been, like George said, on a roll with football. Every year they're in a bowl.
Yeah.
But to continue, that money is going to be very important.
And they play kind of like don't get me wrong, everybody's pretty wide open today, but they're a rough team.
That's why they win.
They like to run that ball, and guess what? If you can't stop the run, Stoops going to bloody your nose.
Yeah, that's the way they play. And then, when everybody else is playing this way and somebody's playing this way, when they go out and watch the film of Kentucky, they say, man, we got to stop the run this week.
Because I remember one year against Florida. They hadn't beaten them in a while, and I thought, this is the time. I said, they're going to run the ball down their throat.
Yes.
And they did.
And Michigan did it last year, so now people are going to be copying more.
Oh.
Because Michigan won a national championship running the ball.
We talked about this with McCarthy. The bottom line was, people didn't know if you could pass or not. And then they get
one game they didn't throw any.
No, it was Penn State.
Yes.
Then against Ohio State and Alabama, you saw he had
to step up in big moments.
Nice skills. But the point is, as you said, they basically went to State College and they said, look,
it's amazing.
We're tougher than they are. We're not going to pass the ball.
Nobody,
even Woody Hayes passed 10 times.
No, that's what I'm saying. They didn't pass at all.
No, zero. Because I said, Al, I don't know. And I had him in the Heisman. I just ripped my ticket up.
That was the day it was done.
Yeah, because they had him up there about 4th, 5th.
Yeah.
And when he didn't pass the ball, your logical assumption is, well, I guess he can't.
Exactly.
I
got to admit, I was one of them.
No, absolutely.
I didn't understand. If you thought have a top 6 quarterback.
That guy's the coach now.
I know.
So we'll see. I'm anxious to see.
Michigan lost a lot.
And they only had 13 in the draft.
Yeah, as I'm saying,
you told me their recruiting class was pretty strong.
It always is now.
Yeah, they're not. No, that's it.
But it ain't recruiting. Forget that.
No,
it's portal.
No,
who do you sign coming out?
I was looking the other day.
You said to me, some coaches they quit recruiting high school.
Yeah.
They said, I'm not recruiting high school anymore.
Why would you? I mean, think about it. Kid weighs 180.
I feel bad for high school
You want him to
kids.
weigh 210. So, well, I'll let someone else feed him and teach him how to do this. Then I'll just swipe him.
Swoop in.
And Al and there's the best story we have, St. Francis basketball. They finally got a decent big kid. So all of a sudden, they hear rumors. Of course, he goes to UMass, makes all the league there. Goes to Arkansas. Now they're coach at Arkansas. Now he's at Southern Cal. That would have never happened before. Never.
And it's happening every day. We just happen to know that kid.
Yeah.
We just happen to know him. In softball local news, we had some teams ranked. We know that Canfield's ranked #1 in Division II, dominating team right now, but still they want to be #1 at the end of the year. In Division I, Austintown Fitch is #5. In Division III, South Range is 2nd, Champion 4th, and Columbiana 10th. That's a tremendous local division.
Got a lot of repeats, don't we?
Yes.
Seems like we're always talking
in Division
about
4, Matthews moves in there at #8. As I said previously, if you listened, it's nice to be 8 and 2 and 4 right now. But at the end of the day, that's when you want to be 1. Yeah. And that's what
everybody. I always get a charge out of people in basketball and college. They're number 16. All they want to do is be in the 25, so their scores are under the crawl.
Right.
That's the big thing. But as far as now, college, if they don't play it off, now it's another story. Next year it won't be quite so bad with
12
the
teams.
12. It won't be as bad. But the bottom line is, rankings are like they're like statistics.
Yeah, to me they are, really are. Yeah,
now,
that's the truth.
Because the bottom, they're going to crown a champ, and they're going to play it off
Sooner or later.
Yeah, so it
You have to
doesn't
get it done-
matter.
You have to get it done in the
If
quarters.
you're mad because you're third, guess what? Beat number 2.
Yeah, that's it.
Really. All right, let's talk about this. You and I, we did a special. We hope our fans enjoyed it. We're 2 guys, though, that realized that now, even though the NFL makes millions, 275,000 people painting their face. I was looking that day and I thought to
Think
myself,
about those people.
I thought to myself,
I don't think you see. I see you.
is there enough vodka in the world?
I don't
And
think
I
I
said
see you.
no.
I don't
No,
think I see you there.
I came up with the answer no. Their faces are painted. They're holding signs. They're waving hankies.
My.
For what? Now, first of all, you don't know if this guy's going to play a minute or a decade. There's no. Now, when the experts get 8 out of 32, that tells you that nobody knows. Where was Brady
picked?
Where was Brady
Yeah, I
picked?
know 6th round. I know 7th round. Whatever it was.
You know,
I just know that Purdy was the last guy picking the draft.
He doesn't look too
There
bad to
wasn't
me.
one guy said, "Well, I think
Well, I like that
they got
Brock
to steal."
Purdy.
Yeah.
I saw him play. I thought, yeah.
Well, I can remember Cincinnati Bengals. This goes way back. Anthony Munoz, who has that being one of the top 2 tackles of all time, they booed
When they
drafted him.
Oh, geez.
Because
he was the greatest lineman
Yeah,
ever.
because he wasn't a receiver or a quarterback.
Yeah.
You know,
They don't understand.
No, so they'll yeah, we got him.
Yeah.
And 2 years later, they'll be saying, "Boo,
Oh,
you stink."
No, they do. And, you know, once again, all those things that we talk about, you know, who's in front of him, what kind of lines does he have?
Yes.
What kind of receivers is he playing with? You know, like this kid, I think the kid at Southern Cal, other than the weather, he couldn't have picked a better spot. He went to 7 and 10. Every other year they go to 2 and 15, and that kid got murdered last year from Alabama.
Yeah, no chance.
He got murdered. I don't know do you know if he's any good?
I just know he looked terrible, and I thought he was going to be great, but once again,
Well,
you don't know because he 2 steps and he was getting tackled. For George, what George is saying there is, normally, if you draft first in the draft, your record's 1 and 15 or 2 and 16.
Yes.
The Bears got Carolina's pick,
Yeah.
and they were 7 and 10.
Yeah.
And they already picked up 3 or 4 good players to go with Williams.
Yeah.
They had a chance to be good.
He couldn't have it.
Better for a first-round pick.
Roethlisberger did the same thing.
Yeah, he did.
He went to the Steelers, and all of a sudden, second year, he's in the Super Bowl or whatever. Well, the stinking team was loaded.
Yeah. Don't forget, he was 13th pick, though. This guy's first.
Yeah.
And he's going to a 7 and 10
Yeah,
team.
yeah.
Never happens. Never happens.
No, and that's how they got fleeced in that trade.
They
Let's
got
be
fleeced.
honest.
They got fleeced.
You know, if you listen to the expert, every team nailed it. Always. We had this guy who was grading them, and I'm looking, I'm like, well, they didn't play yet. It's like this, we're going to get this too. We'll get it out. They have the 13th toughest.
That's the stupidest thing ever.
Remember, if you'd have played. Remember last year, if you'd have played Houston, you'd have thought, "Oh boy,
2 wins."
How'd Pittsburgh find out down there?"
There's a lot of teams found out.
Yeah, they end up. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Before the year, they'll say, okay, easy win, easy win.
Yeah.
And they forgot Houston had got Stroud, and all of a sudden,
Yeah.
oh, geez, they turned out to be pretty good.
You know, who we playing? Well, we got. No, wait a minute. They just got Swifty.
Yeah.
The Bears got Swifty.
Right, I know.
You don't think Swifty's going to run?
Yeah, we know he can run. He runs
With those
1,000 yards every
receivers
time,
they
yes.
have?
Yep.
And the kid that went to probably the best situation now is McCarthy, going the Vikings.
They have a good team, too.
They have good receivers.
Oh, yeah. Big-time receiver.
Man, the kid that
Jefferson's
was
a big time.
Yeah,
best,
and Addison's very good.
Yeah.
Now, the truth, what is the truth? It's going to take years.
Yeah.
And even then, we don't know.
We'll talk about it because that's our station.
Yeah, that's what we do.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
But it's going to take 3 to 5 years to find out if you're really got a good draft or not.
And then many of these picks, they're not even with, like Pittsburgh, they got guys all over the league that they drafted.
Oh, yes.
I mean,
famous for that.
Yeah, but it's not just them.
No.
No, it is what it is. We've talked about that. I think we hit the first 5 right off the gate. The first 5 were pretty. That was out
I'll
there.
say that most people had that one down. Yeah. We were not off on that one. That's for sure. We'll see what happens, as George said.
Yeah.
The 13th pick of the draft might not be the best player.
We'll
the
need
19th.
some years. Now I'm just going to step back here. The biggest reach in the draft was. I'm going to let Albert.
Me all the way. They can't explain it to me. I didn't say Penix wasn't a good player. I think he is a good player, by the way. But when you draft a guy in the first round at the 8th pick as a quarterback, you're planning on playing him sooner or later quickly. They can't because money rules. How much money do they give?
Just $100 million.
$100 million to the Minnesota quarterback, Kirk, whatever his name is.
Yeah, Cousins. No, you're right. No, you're
Cousins,
deadly right.
It's Cousins, and
you're right.
He's been hurt. He's hurt, but they didn't pay him that money to come sit in the bench.
Oh, you can't. I know Penix, and the other thing about Penix,
He's older.
24.
Yeah, that's it. That was the second part of my thought.
When he played in Indiana, I wasn't shaving yet.
Yeah.
He's still, I mean, what is he? But like you said, he's thinking a year, possibly two, and I think they're thinking. Now, here was their logic, which I'll just let you.
What is their logic? I'd like to know their logic.
He said, "Listen," he said, "no, this is the right verbiage. We're not going to be this bad again." So we grabbed them. That's what they said.
I understand that logic, but if I'm going to draft somebody, I want to play them.
Yeah. In this old days of sitting them, Mahomes sat a year.
I want to play them.
Roger.
Now, if it's only 1 year,
yeah,
that's a good play.
Then they're eating $50 million.
Yeah. So you're saying we're going to eat all this money?
They can't eat it.
That's what I think.
No,
that's what I think.
You don't hear me saying a word. I knew you didn't like it, and I wanted to give you.
I didn't understand it. That's why. I didn't understand.
Well, you weren't the only one.
I didn't understand.
I turned on talk radio the next day. Oh my, one after another.
I
what
would
are
think
they
that
doing?
when it came up on there, I said, "Wait a minute, they already have signed Cousins."
Yeah, that Cousins. You can say what you want, but he doesn't need any help knowing how to sign for money.
Boy, is he good.
That boy knows what he's doing.
He knows his ka-ching.
He bets on himself.
Ka-ching, yes.
Yeah, he really does.
Yeah.
And then Monday, out of nowhere, Kelsey gets.
Where's Kansas City get his money?
He got a raise.
Where's Kansas City get all his money?
And he got $54 million, 27 up front. Now, compared to Taylor Swift, that's pocket change.
Yeah, I know.
But in the NFL, he's very high. He's an old timer.
Older.
Yeah, 35.
Yeah, he is older.
I mean, that's old.
Kansas City's paying money though. They have to have a lot of free agents playing.
Yeah. Hey, you know what else too? Did they get the fastest receiver in the draft?
They got Worthy. Yeah.
And how about that? Remember the punter that used to punt it for San Diego State, like completely out of the stadium?
Yes.
Well, there was a false charge against him. He's been reinstated. Guess where he ended up?
The Chiefs too.
He's playing for the Chiefs. And I'm thinking, like, the guy goes today, well, that guy's fast, but the guy said Andy Reid will scheme him open.
Yeah.
With Mahomes, I like your chances.
That's his strength.
How about with Mahomes improvising?
Yeah.
He's not too bad, is he?
No.
Our big buddy his agency has Kelsey, so well
He's
done.
happy.
Well done. And Goodell had back surgery. Very much present in that draft, the old bear hug and all that. For $70 million, he could bear hug me anytime. If you guys want to hug me, give me $70 million. You can hug me anytime you want.
Yeah, he's a billionaire.
And you know what?
Business.
He knows how to make money.
Billionaire business.
No, I'm not sure.
They play in Brazil.
Brazil.
They're playing in Brazil. Jeez, oh man.
They're playing in Brazil.
Yeah.
That's the truth. Now he wants an 18th game. Guess
He's
what?
getting it.
He'll get
He's
it.
getting it. Yeah.
We were talking about what's going to happen, people. So you know, they're going to add a game and a bye, and then Monday, President's Day, is going to be a national holiday, and then they're going to have a 3-day weekend for the Super Bowl.
So in other words, the president's going on the backboard.
Absolutely.
The Super Bowl's going in front.
No, there's going to be no worry about that. That's exactly what they're doing. And Kelsey's brother yesterday joined the ESPN pregame.
Another McAfee.
The big. Well, he's not a host though. He'll be
he'll
be a contributor. He'll do well because he's funny and he doesn't take himself too seriously. Remember that night at that game, he had his shirt off.
Yeah, that's why I
he's
don't like
not. Oh, of course you don't like him. I don't blame you. I will say this about the league: everything they touch turns to gold. Everything, Albert. If I'd have told your father 30 years ago, I said, Big Al, I said, they're going to have a party for 3 days and 300,000 people are going to go and watch it. He'd have thought you were crazy. What are you talking? Have you ever seen a league that stays in the news 12 months?
You know what's interesting, George, is it's too much for me.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's too much.
I see why.
No, it says other people want it every day.
Yeah.
I don't.
No.
I think it's too much when you tell me I have to pay to watch a playoff game. I think it's too much. I mean, that's what, it's overwhelming.
Well, I think that game in Brazil, if I were a betting man, it's going to be on Peacock.
So that's some states we don't get.
Well, in Peacock's defense, let me defend him.
Oh, you defend the Peacock?
15 cents a day.
Yeah, but still you have to pay for it.
Yeah, the other stuff.
You have to pay for it.
Yeah, and Comcast owns it. Ironically, I was telling Albert, when it first started, it was free. That was that was like, we're gonna be real.
Like Sheets giving that coffee away.
Yeah, they know what they're doing. All right, MLB. Let's start. Biggest thing in MLB to talk about. So many pitchers hurt and facing surgery. We've talked about
Big time.
Velo, spin rate.
And hurt arms.
Could you take 2 miles per hour off and maybe hit the corner? No.
No, not a chance.
We got to talk about this. The Guardians have just had a first month. Remember when they first started, we looked, they're playing Oakland. Not the case.
Yeah, what they're doing is they're hitting the ball much better than I thought they would. And,
good point.
I knew they had good pitching.
Good point.
But they're in the top 5 in runs scored. And it's a long year. That's why baseball's what it is.
Al and I have been more than clear about this. It's a long year, but let's say this.
I'd rather start good.
Remember our old saying, you can't win it in April, you can lose it.
Yeah.
Like the White Sox, the guy's getting fired. When are they going to fire him? It's that simple.
Yeah, they lost it already. They're out.
I mean, they're done. We talk about this all the time. Have you ever seen more hitters batting under 200?
Well, they won't change either.
No, they'll choke up, Al.
No, not a chance.
Forget
not
it.
a chance. No,
Is it a chance?
The ball's above the belt. John Smoltz said it best. You throw all 3 pitches above the belt, they're out. Because they're swinging up. They're going to try to hit a home run. They can't catch up with the ball.
No,
they can't. No. And they will not change.
Hey, Al, the other thing, too, I want to talk about that. When we were kids, there might have been a guy batting, they called it the Mendoza line, kidding around. But he batted 8th or 9th.
Oh, no. They're all through the line
I'm watching the other day.
3rd, 4th, and 5th hitters all
are playing the Red Sox, and the 5th hitter, 4th hitter, 170.
Well, it was worse on Boston. Their 4th hitter had 1 hit all year.
No.
He was batting 4th. 1 hit all year. Oh, my gosh.
You can't do it, can you?
No.
And we'll never like the girls softball runner on second base. They can tell me whatever they want.
As long as you have to. It's what's called baseball.
No. Now, in Major League, the idea, part of your job, I would assume, is to develop talent. Sometimes it comes up a little younger than maybe, but your job, just like in college, you recruit them. But I watch Narduzzi coach these guys up at Pitt sometimes. I'm watching Pittsburgh. The shortstop looks like he doesn't want to bat. And the catcher, he holds his hand underneath. He got smashed the other. Now, when we played, you held it tight. Then Tony Pena started behind the back. Fine. You can't hold it in the ground, Albert. You can't have it down in the ground.
Yeah. And Henry Davis, what a struggle.
What happened with him?
He's lost all confidence. You know that.
What do you do, Al?
Yeah. Send him down.
Oh,
yeah, that's what I would do.
Bust him up too. You see, it's the bottom line. Now, the guy at the White Sox, we agree, is first, right?
He has to be.
Okay, NBA, let's start. Playoffs, telling you they're good and they're getting better. Well, this Denver, Minnesota, if you'd asked me going in, I thought, Denver. I watched Minnesota play 4 times. That was enough.
And Denver struggled against the Lakers. I mean, they could have lost that series easily.
Lakers played pretty well.
Did
you think the Lakers played pretty well?
I thought Denver did not play well.
Oh, that's what you interesting.
Murray shot 27%.
Okay.
No, they didn't.
Interesting.
Denver did not play good
at
all. They should have lost the series.
Did you saw? I know you saw the stats. I'm not going
that's what I'm saying.
For you guys that don't follow as closely, the Lakers had 250 minutes out of like 300 or something.
Every game.
Yeah.
Every game.
Literally should have won.
Yeah, if Denver plays like that, they're going to go out against somebody because they're not going to.
And LeBron, I mean, for 40, let's face it, freak comes to mind.
It's a great condition.
I will. Would you like to see him get knocked down sometime and just bounce up, just once?
The whole league does it though.
God bless it.
No,
Last night they were screening across,
on the ground. The whole
and Porter hit the freak like with what you would call a semi-forearm. Albert, he went down like he got shot in a cowboy movie. He was laying on the ground, just rolling, and I watched the replay 5 times. It wasn't like, private area, ribs.
Yep.
It was just a shot in the shoulder.
They'll lay on that ground every time.
Jokic's still awesome.
Yeah,
we
best
agree.
player.
Guy said last night, he said, I'm watching him. He said, I didn't think he did very well. 25, 20, and 9.
Yeah, it's every night.
20 rebounds.
Every night.
Who does that, Albert?
Every night, he does.
Absolutely. The most competitive series is the local one. Cleveland and Orlando. And by the way, thanks NBA TV for blocking it out. I really appreciate that. Could they all go 7 home games?
Yeah.
Do you see it
that.
coming?
Yeah, you said that
I got to say,
killer,
they kill him on the other
they
floor.
kill on the other floor.
No,
yeah.
they both kill him.
Yeah.
And then when Banchero only had 9 and they won, I think Cleveland's in trouble.
I thought Cleveland was in trouble all the time.
Now, how about
they're not built for the playoffs?
How do you see Clippers Dallas? It's even. How do you see it?
Clippers will win that, I think.
Oh, okay.
I think Clippers
interesting,
will win that.
Al.
Yeah, I think Clippers will win it.
Either it's amazing. They win in the other team's court like it's nothing.
Yeah.
So much for that.
I think Clippers will win that one.
Lillard hurt to freak out. They're on borrowed time. Can they steal a game?
No.
How about Port? No, wait a minute.
They're out.
We got to talk about this because we coached.
They're out.
Okay, so you got your 2 stars are out. That's fine. Okay. Doesn't Portis smack a guy in the first quarter? I would have chased him into the locker.
So now there's 3 out.
Yeah, they had no chance. But Albert, on the fourth quarter, they're down 6.
Yeah, they shot well.
Yeah,
you shoot good.
Well,
you stay in the games. Indiana doesn't guard. Indiana doesn't guard at all.
No. Indiana's once you get
score.
the ball, they get it back. She good 3.
They can score.
NCAA football spring games are coming, going, depending upon what part of the country you
It's
live
getting
in.
close already. We're coming into May.
And we know the portal's in play like we've never seen. Be careful week 1. We call that week 0.
You don't even know teams who
Last
they are.
year, ask him. I went to the cleaners week 1. I was ready to stop before I started.
You didn't realize this team
no,
at 11
New Mexico State. I'm looking. They murdered UMass, and UMass murdered them the year. I said, then Arizona, that was it. Then they beat Oklahoma in the bowl,
Right.
so you know.
Brand new teams. Brand new teams, yes.
completely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Seems like a guy leaves Colorado every day. Now, he may be bringing more into
He
it.
is.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, it's an
but I
exchange
saw the
system.
other day 3 running backs.
It's an exchange system.
Yeah, I mean, it's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
Nearby, we said the YSU kids got drafted. A Slippery Rock receiver got drafted, which is a big deal only because signed free
Right, signed.
because it's D2. It's not a big deal for Youngstown to get somebody signed, but D2 it is.
Yeah, it is.
It is a
Yes,
pretty
it is.
big deal. Miscellaneous items the last 2.5, 3 minutes. 6 QBs in the first 10. That has to be
It's stupidity.
an overreaction.
stupidity.
Talk about that.
Well, just stupid. They're reaching for quarterbacks. They've been doing it for the last 3 or 4 years now. Every team. Once somebody got Mahomes, they said, "Wait a minute, we got to find that Mahomes. We're going to draft one. Hopefully, he fits the bill. Doesn't fit the bill that way."
And part of you looks and you say, "Well, if we don't draft him, and the Steelers do, now we're in trouble." That's what they look at. Huh?
Yeah, the GM does.
Yeah.
The GM doesn't want to lose his job.
We don't talk a lot of women's golf, but when a lady wins 5 weeks in a row, Nellie
and it's an American.
yeah, she's incredible. And I want to say this too.
That
I'll
doesn't
give
happen
her
too often.
credit. She last week took a week off, which is the big time guys, and she basically just said, "I'm exhausted mentally."
Yeah.
And I bet standing over that putt 4 days for 5 straight weeks, I guarantee there's a little mental fatigue there.
There's some money behind it. That's right.
No.
Yeah.
She's got paid. And we know Caitlin Clark, they sold 100 jerseys the first night of the draft. The jerseys are completely gone. Now what's next? They're selling out of tickets.
Yeah, we're going to find out how good she plays. That's what's going to be interesting.
And here's one that I knew you would like. I put this in for you. I always put something in for you. The Mike Tyson fight against Jake Paul is a real fight.
No, they're not going to watch it, are they?
Oh, 80,000 at Jerry World.
Think about it.
And by the way, you get it for free on Netflix, so you can
So I'm not worried about watching that
no,
one. That's for
but
sure.
anyhow.
Now, how old is he, George?
Oh, he's 50.
That's what I'm saying, George.
But listen, it's a sanctioned 8-round fight. It's not an exhibition.
This is so sad.
There's no headgear.
This is so
This is a
sad.
fight.
Oh, my gosh.
And here's the last thing to talk
I
about
can't
today.
walk. When I was 50, I couldn't walk.
No, I can't. I waddled to the car.
Oh, my
Here's
gosh.
the last thing today, though. This is news. I was never a fan of this guy as an announcer. As a player, he won. Phil Simms. He's being replaced on that piano show he's on CBS, Fox's John, and he's being replaced by Matt Ryan.
For what reason?
I guess he's a little dry or something like that. I just know that Matt Ryan's kind of like the new guy in the
He's
block.
the new guy forever.
You heard it here. Thanks again for watching Bottom Line Sports Talk. See you next week.